Hi Stampers, it's Madeline from stampingwithmadeline.stampinup.net, and the Occasions catalog is out. Aren't you so excited? So every $50 that you spend, you get a free item from the Sale-a-bration catalog. So Tasty Trucks is the one of the free items that you can get from the Sale-a-bration catalog. So it's a whole photopolymer stamp set that is just the cutest. So we're going to be making this card today where we kind of make our own background with it, and we're going to be coloring in the truck, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get started with what you need. You will need your card base. So this is going to be 8.5 by 5.5, and you're just going to fold this in half so that you can put it aside and be done with it for right now. So just line it up and crease it, and you can set that aside for now. Then you are going to need Sweet Sugarplum. So this is going to be all 2016 to 2018 in colors that you can find in the annual catalog. So this is Sweet Sugarplum. This is going to be 5.5 by 4.25. So that's going to cover this whole background here. Then you're going to need another piece of Whisper White, and this is going to be 3 by 5.5, and it's going to cover the whole middle of your card. That's the piece that we're going to be turning into our own little designer series paper. Then you're going to need a piece of Emerald Envy, which is going to be 4 inches by 2, and this will be going diagonally. Then you'll need a piece of the 2016 and 2018 designer series paper, any color you want, but for now I want it to match this background. So this is in Sweet Sugarplum. So you could always change this card around and use a whole different color coordination, like the Regals or the Brights, or you could even use other colors in the 2016 and 2018 annual kit. But this is what I'm going to be using today. Then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White that will fit your truck. So I just use a scrap that I cut out from the layering circles. So just line up the truck with any scraps you have to make sure that it'll fit, because we're going to be cutting it out. So it's okay, you know, whatever's around it is not a big deal. All right, so let's get started on this card. So first, what I'm going to do, just to get it out of the way, is you want to use adhesive to put the Sweet Sugarplum down on your Whisper White. All right, so just make it so that it's going to cover up all the white. You just want the Sweet Sugarplum to be showing. Okay, so that's all done for now, so set that aside. Now, to get this background here, these are photopolymer stamps. So you need to have a foam mat that you can use. This is a piercing pad from our catalog, and this is what you need in order to stamp photopolymer stamps. If you don't, you won't get the impression that you want. So I used the muffin in the first one. So for this one, I'm going to be using the hot dog. Okay, so I have my little hot dog here. I'm going to be stamping it in the Sweet Sugarplum, just so we can keep matching with our colors here. So this is the Sweet Sugarplum ink pad, and they make it really easy for you at Stampin' Up. You can buy a whole set of the ink pads from 2016 and 2018, the whole set of the designer series paper, the whole set of the cardstock. So you could really, you know, pick one of the color collections, Regals, Brights, In Colors, and buy everything from one kit so that you're set. All right, so this is again Sweet Sugarplum. So we're going to be stamping our little hot dog on this background. So what I do, you got to tap, tap, tap every time you stamp this, is I'm going to go in a diagonal formation. And I'm actually doing it upside down, but that's okay. We can turn it around. So I'm doing it in a diagonal formation just so I can go back and kind of make it a clear pattern. But it's okay. You could really do whatever you want. Like I'll go back and add more that aren't part of the pattern. See, and then I'm going to go in the open spaces. So this is just a way to get you started. But you could go back, like if you mess up and don't put it evenly, it's not a big deal. Go back and put another hot dog. This is your own designer series paper. You could make these black if you wanted to. Any color would be good. But for this, I just wanted to keep with the colors, so. And see how it's turning into your own design. So you could do like a little bit of everything. You could do a hot dog, a taco, the muffin, pancakes. There's a lot of different cute little foods that are in this stamp set. So this is a free stamp set. If you spend $50, you get a free stamp set. And there are tons of stamp sets that you can pick from, which is just really neat. And this is the best time to shop because you really get a deal. I always say that, you know, if you do a big order, you get tons and tons of free stuff. Lots of designer series paper in there, lots of stamps, even a card tin really fun stuff. Now, the only thing to be careful with about restamping, as you can tell on mine, you don't want to get your block in there. So see how the ink is kind of getting on the block? You could clean that off, or you could just really focus on stamping in the middle. But the nice thing about this is you can always go back and kind of cover up where you've made an oopsie, and it's fine. So now I'm kind of going back, filling in the open areas that I see. Kind of want a few more hot dogs in there. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that is good. Okay, now we're also going to be using this Sweet Sugarplum for our sentiment. So you will need to keep it around, but we're not there yet. So let's close that up for now. Now, we're going to be stamping our truck. So get out that scrap of Whisper White that you have. And I'm going to be using basic black archival. And keep yourself on your piercing pad. You want to get a larger block. The truck is bigger than our little hot dog. You want to set it on your block. We're going to tap, tap, tap on this basic black. Really get it nice and soaked with ink. You don't want to, you know, like smush it around or anything. You just want to keep doing this tap, 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 but making sure you're getting the whole stamp filled. So with a big block like this, you want to kind of hold it on both sides like this, just so that you get equal pressure on all parts of the stamp. Okay, so I would move your ink pad out of the way so you don't get ink on your arms or anything. Get this truck so it fits on here nicely. Press down. And there is our cute truck. Oh my gosh, I just love it. So cute. So again, the nice thing about this is if you mess up on the stamp, you can always flip it over and do it again. So not a big deal. So let's cut out our little truck now. You want to wait till the ink dries a little bit. It is very shiny, so it still looks a little wet. So you just want to be careful. Cut around your truck. Like, I'm not really a fan of the very top part of this truck, so I am going to cut it off. So you could cut off anything you want from the stamp. I'm cutting a little bit above the line so that I still get that outline, because you want to keep the outline of the truck. If you get rid of the outline, then when you color it, there's not much differentiation between your stamp and your paper. So that kind of gives you that extra oomph. All right, there is our truck. So you can go back through, and like I can kind of tell that I missed a little part in the top here. You can kind of trim this up a little bit, just so it's nice and even. Now, we're going to be using blender pens with this. Now, these are really neat because you can make any ink pad a marker using these blender pens. So these are right in the annual catalog on my website. You can find them. So here is what a blender pen looks like. And yes, it does look stained, but that's normal. So I'll show you how to use these. So I want the top of my truck to be Emerald Envy to match that strip that we will have. So what you do is you take your ink pad and you press, like you do CPR on the ink pad, press it together a few times, and you'll get a nice like thumbprint on there. So what you'll do with this thumbprint is you're going to open up your blender pen and kind of scribble in it. Circle the pen in your hand and scribble. That way you get nice ink all over this, and you're just going to lightly like brush stroke onto your where you want to color. So keep going. You want to go back into your palette there, just so that it's all the same color throughout. You can always go back over it if you want, but it's pretty dark, so depending on what you do, you want to keep going back to it. If it's light, you want to lightly stroke. If it's dark, you want to keep going over it a few times just to make it all look uniform together. And it's really neat because it gives you a marker. You can really, and it's nicer than a marker, I think, because you have more control over what the brightness is or what the darkness is of it. Okay, so just a little bit in here. There we go. Okay, so now the way to clean these. I thought before that what you do is you just use a wipe or something to clean it, but actually that harms it. There's glycerol in here, or glycerin, that makes it so the pen really is magic. So all you want to do is color on it on a piece of Whisper White or any kind of scrap paper you have. Whisper White's the easiest, because then as soon as it runs clean, it's all set. And then it is ready to do its magic next time. So we're going to use it right away. So let's close up Emerald-Envy. And we're going to bring out the Sweet Sugarplum again. So again, press it, open it up, it gives you that nice thumbprint there. And we're going to use this again. And you're just going to be coloring in this bottom part. You want this white strip there because that's where we're going to do our sentiment. So as you can tell, I am going back to my palette quite a few times so that I get an even color across the whole truck. Then I can go back, get the little places that look too light. I do color in the wheel wells as well, just so it matches in. Okay, now again, we're just going to clean this till it's white. And make sure you're turning your pen again, you know, like we did earlier, so that all parts get clean. You don't want it coming out in another time you use it. Now we're going to do the wheels. You can leave them wet, you can leave them white, but I'm going to do basic black. So again, thumbprint, and you just need a little bit, and it's okay, it won't stain your pen, you'll be able to go back, but I just do a very light kind of shadowing, you know, that way it's not too dark, a little darker on the top. That way you kind of get the, you know it's a black tire, but you're not overwhelmingly black on here. You can go back, kind of match them. There we go. Again, clean your marker. And even though it looks black on the tip, you can tell it comes right off. Okay, so now that we're done with the coloring of our truck, we're going to go back in and do the sentiment. So I'm going to do the sentiment that says hot dog. And we're going to, you could put it anywhere on the card, but I want to put it right along this strip here. Okay, so we're just going to place it onto an ink pad. I'm going to do it in basic black. That way it really stands out. So tap, tap, tap. Make sure the whole sentiment is covered. And then you're just going to place it here. So line it up, press down. Here we go. Hot dog. Isn't that cute? I just love this card, as all my other cards. Okay, so now all we have to do is really start putting this card together. So we're going to take the rest of our stuff that we did. The first thing that's going to get put down is your hot dogs. So put some adhesive on this white strip that you did your whole own designer series design on. Decide which way you want up. Center it in the center of your card so there's even amounts of Sweet Sugarplum on either side. Okay, once that is glued down, then you're going to do your Emerald-Envy. So this is going to be diagonal, but still on the card. So you want to get it at an angle where it is all on the card. So put some adhesive on it, angle it the way that you want it, and with the adhesive that I'm using, once it's down, so I want to make sure I get it in exactly the place I want. Okay, press it down. Next is your strip of designer series paper. So again, I use the 2016 to 2018 in colors. So this is from that designer series packet. You're just going to center it on the Emerald-Envy strip and also along the card edge and press down. Awesome. Now we're going to put our truck on. So on your truck, I actually forgot a step. I'm going to place some hot dogs in there as well in the window. So take that hot dog you had and you just want to, I'm going to use basic black and just put some hot dogs in here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use stamping dimensionals, so let me show you those. Here are stamping dimensionals, and it is just adhesive that has a little foam on it so that it gives your card a 3D effect. So these you can find in my catalog as well. So we're going to put 2 on this truck. So I'm going to put 1 up at top and 1 on the bottom. You could cut it in half if you want and use 1 and put half of 1 at the top and half on the bottom, but because it's a bigger item, I'm going to use the full thing. And then it's up to you, but I like putting the truck right at the end of the card so it looks like it's driving along. I still center it along that strip of designer series paper though. There we go. There is our cute card. Now, what I'm going to do is put some diamonds on the top and bottom. So these are the jewel basic rhinestones that you can get in the catalog. They come off very easily, so you just want to be careful when you're opening up the packet because they can come right off at you. I'm going to use this size and just put it on the top corner and the bottom corner just to add a little pizzazz. And there we are. There is your fun, tasty truck card. Okay, so again, this is from the Sale-a-bration catalog, where if you spend $50 in the annual or the occasions catalog, you get this free stamp set of your choice. So there's lots of different options in the Sale-a-bration catalog, but this is just one of them. Again, it's already started, so you want to get right on it and get your free stuff. So I hope you liked this card. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment. I love the conversation that continues after I place the video. So again, I hope you liked this, and please subscribe. And for now, keep stamping, stampers. Bye.